Welcome everyone. I've just finished my viewing of The Master, which was actually written and directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, who doesn't actually direct and write a lot of movies. His last movie he did was There Will Be Blood, which is still probably one of my favorite movies of all time besides Sideways. And then he did Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, Boogie Nights. He doesn't do a lot of stuff, but the stuff he does has the best quality of any director out there. In my opinion, he's probably one of the best directors ever. That's just something that I think about when I think of him. And this movie, his style's in the whole thing. You can tell kind of the same way that Ridley Scott has a certain style about how he does things, or Woody Allen. You can kind of go along and see what kind of style they have. This definitely screams Paul Thomas Anderson. Just style-wise, it's well shot, well directed. Just the way things are spoken and the little details you see is really something that you don't see very often in films. And so the start of this, it's right after World War II. And you're following around a sailor who is played by Joaquin Phoenix, who is that character, and he ends up, you can kind of tell in the beginning, he's kind of lost, kind of angry, a little maybe psychotic, if you wanna say that. And what he ends up doing, he ends up running into a character that's played by Philip Seymour Hoffman. And if you are familiar with any of Philip Seymour Hoffman's movies, he's a great actor. Great. Almost everything he does is great. He really knows how to correctly get into character and actually go out and act in a movie. So he runs into him, and his wife is Amy Adams, who I think is another great character. She really all the acting in this movie is great. The direction, the way they're shot. It's a tense movie. It is tense. It's emotional. It goes through a lot of different issues that many people feel passionately about. It goes into religion and a cult type religion atmosphere. It dives into that. It does have a tiny tie to Scientology, but it's not. In no way does this go into any figure of how Scientology really is. It basically goes into how they might bring someone into a cult type atmosphere. I thought that was really interesting in this, and it messes around with sexuality and the mind. That's one thing that I really enjoyed from it, is that it messes around with just kind of your thought patterns and your sanity. There's some real great moments, especially when Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman are having a discussion, and it's just them two talking where he's actually telling him not to blink. And that was one of the most tense moments I've seen out of a movie this whole year. Well, Prometheus had some pretty tense moments, but it was just Paul Thomas Anderson really knows how to make some tense moments out of different situations. And I thought that was a great way to kind of bring the crowd. Another thing to take from this movie is that it was actually shot in all 70mm. So if you just do a quick Google search, you can find some theaters that were shot in 70mm. The shooting style on this is excellent. Excellent shooting style. Everything is done, has an artistic twist to it. And the score's great, which is Radiohead. One of the lead guys in Radiohead actually did the score for this. It's a little odd at first. You notice that the music, you're like, well, this is a little off, but once it gets going towards the end, you can tell that this really fits well. And overall, the acting's great. I expect Academy Awards from Joaquin Phoenix and probably Philip Seymour Hoffman. That's how good they are. Even Amy Adams, I thought was, especially towards the end, she was really portrayed well, and the character was acted out really well. So all around, acting's great, directing, writing, the style of, I'd like to go in and watch it again and just watch the camera as it goes. I mean, it's just shot very well. It's what you would expect from Paul Thomas Anderson movie types. If you've seen There Will Be Blood, you'll understand what kind of you get from his movies with the characters, the shot style, the way that he kind of he portrays some action in the movie without actually being any action. There's scenes of action, but they're verbal actions. They're verbal back and forth conversations or arguments that it's really difficult to portray, and he does it extremely well. So this would probably be one of my top 5 movies. I'd like to go see it again, but I still think it's a top movie of at least the year. I think it's the best movie so far yet this year. The Avengers was a great movie. To conclude, that's my review on The Master, directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. Great directing, great acting. Everyone, it's probably not for everyone. It's not a movie I'd recommend to, let's say, my mom, who, likes The Bachelorette, which, if you like that, it's just something that not everyone's going to get into, so I don't really expect a ton of sales out of it, but it's an excellent movie. Hands down, the best movie of the year by a long shot. And The Avengers was a pretty damn good movie, but hands down, best movie of the year. I expect some Academy Awards from a few actors, Joaquin Phoenix and Philip Seymour Hoffman, and maybe even Amy Adams. It just depends on how other female actresses are portrayed at the end of the year. Hands down, definitely worth seeing. So, if you'd like to see more reviews, unboxing, tech news, cinematography, photography, anything like that, don't forget to subscribe, and have a great day.